Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We're taking a look at Firo. It's a request from one of my community members, Asif. I believe I'm saying that correctly. Let me know if I did or not. And this is, of course, a coin I've covered in the past. It's done very well here in the recent past also. And we're just going to take a quick look at the technical analysis. So if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, just been trading for over 15 years, my goal is to help you become a more effective trader. I love helping people become better, right? So what better way than financially through crypto, right? It's a good situation. And also be sure to check out my community that I have. I have a trading community. That's half the reason why I make these videos in the first place, is to ensure that, we keep them happy in that sense, because they are very valuable to me. So thank you so much. Now, moving forward, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has done well, obviously, in the last three and a half weeks. Okay, we went from 40,000 to 67,000 in a short amount of time. Now, that was too much, too quick, and everything got exhausted, and we need to have a retracement. Okay, that's simple, normal stuff for currency. Stocks, anything, no matter what it is. You go up too fast, it's going to come down, right? So this correction is healthy. I like it. I'm actually speculating we're going to see somewhere between 58 to 60,000 as a resting place, because this is a nice support channel. And there's a resistance channel between 65 and 66,000. That's roughly where the price got stopped out. Spent a lot of time. And if we take a look here at the volume as well, we can see that there was a decent amount of volume right here, all things considered, but majority of everything is down here as well, right? So again, that doesn't tell us much on the one-day chart. I don't have time to look at the smaller time frames, but generally speaking, there's a tremendous amount of volume right in this little area where the price is at right now. So that could work as a support level. We'll see what happens. All right, moving on to Firo. Now, this is actually pretty cool the way that it's working out, because it does look like the numbers are pretty well aligned with the Fibonacci retracement. We'll take a look at that in a little bit, but just note major resistance up here at about $20.50. The most recent resistance that I think is going to be probably relevant soon is $10.30. And then down below that here, of course, the price is kind of figuring out if it wants to be above or below, but we got $8.96 as potential resistance, and of course, $8.17. Kind of the list goes on. There's a lot of little support and resistance channels. However, the price right now, this candlestick is fairly new. We're about 2.5 hours into the trading cycle, so that's not going to matter too much right now. In other words, we're going to see a lot more movement up or down before this candlestick closes, so we don't truly know where that's going to end, if that makes sense, right? We got to look at a smaller time frame to identify it, because again, the most important resistance and support levels you can identify are on the one-day chart. So every one of these lines I've drawn here are based on the one-day chart. So let's go ahead and take a look at, let's just go ahead and grab Fibonacci really quick first before we dive in, just so we can kind of get a baseline on where everything's matching up. So we pull that up here. Wow, look at that. Look at that correlation. All the support levels that I've drawn are almost exactly on the Fibonacci retracement. Obviously, there's a few in between we didn't worry about, but generally speaking, we're looking pretty good there. So these are already spot on. We can just go ahead and close that out. Take a look here at the RSI. Now, RSI is perfect. I love to see when it comes up and back down under 70, because honestly, 50 to 70 is a sweet spot. If the price can just keep going up and over, and kind of calm down for a little while, then we're going to be in good shape. Now, Firo jumped up and went on fire, right? For lack of better terms, it did a pretty significant increase in the past 24-hour period, about 65% in that short amount of time. That's quite a lot. So with it retracing as far down as it did, that's pretty normal. That's standard. Moving forward as well, we do have a MACD convergence. That's really null and void. We've already identified that. So let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour and see what's going on. So with the moving averages, price is well above both. That's pretty also standard, considering the price just jumped up. Eventually, we'll see the 50 work as a support level, but the price may continue to retrace and consolidate down to about the 816 range. And it might stay between 816 and just a round number of $9 for a little while, because again, it really, what it should have done, minus the big increase and decrease here, is it should have went and did one of these, right? That's healthy. We like to see that. But this leads to this, and it's just inevitable. It's the natural law of trading. It'll eventually come back down, right? So that's why I always recommend you take profits while you can, because just say you had a profit target in place before you took this trade, which is recommended every single time you trade. You just say you set it like 10, 11, 12, anywhere in that range, you would have taken profit and you would have avoided all this mess, and you could buy the dip when the price comes back down after taking those profits. You take that profit and buy the dip. You just keep rinsing and repeating that action. I do that time in and time again, and it's just it's really an awesome system. But it has to you have to initially apply a place in which you want to take profits first, right? Any trade you take before you take the trade, you know where you're going to get out first. That's the bottom line. You shoot for that target. If you don't hit your target, too bad. It's okay. At least you got a stop loss in place. You take your hits and you move on and you keep working the odds. At least I trade about 85% personally, and I share all my trades with my community members. So, I have no trouble doing something like this because you're going to take losses once in a while, right? The key is to take smaller losses and to maximize your gains. Take more gains, obviously. Anyways, that's not why you're here, right? I'm not trying to teach you, how to be a better trader. I obviously do that by default, but generally speaking, I can tell you that this circumstance here is important when you have such a large increase to have had set a target beforehand, right? Don't just be a diamond hand holder and hope for the best. That doesn't work out. You're going to miss out on a lot of opportunities like this. Okay, anyways, back to my high horse there, sorry. Price is under 50, under 70, over 50 on the RSI. That's fantastic. We do have a potential divergence on the MACD, which is really neither here nor there at this point, because it's almost an inevitability unless it turns around and bounces right back up. But it's not going to do that until it finds the support, and it's really having trouble holding the support right there at $8.95 roughly, right? So the fact that we just lost the support means the price is going to come down. Let's see if that's the correlation. I mean, Bitcoin did come down as well recently, but this really not, like, this little sharp decrease was probably just more profits being taken. So we will probably see this continue to leg down at least until we get to 810, 815 range. Okay, so I would pretty much expect that to happen. You should not expect this to bounce right back. Okay. Now, I use this analogy a lot. I'm sorry if you've heard this before, but just imagine if you fall down a flight of stairs. It's going to hurt a lot. You may be in a wheelchair, neck brace, crutches. You're probably going to break something, right? This is what just happened. This just fell down a flight of stairs. A coin that doesn't fall down a flight of stairs, looks like this. It has periods of consolidation in between. In other words, the higher up you go and the further down you fall, right? Just in general, as a human being, the worse it's going to hurt and the longer it's going to take to recover. This is going to take a little while to recover. In fact, I see the price going straight down right now, and I'm not surprised by it. So we'd actually be lucky if the price consolidates around 815, but I think that's still realistic considering how strong of a support level it was, or previous resistance, now a support, especially with that lining up on the Fibonacci. I think we're pretty safe to say that'll work out as a support channel. So I would say within the next week or two, we'll probably see the price try to creep back up to test this resistance of about 1030, but I wouldn't expect miracles anytime soon just based on the fact that it came up too quick and down too quick as well. Okay, so big picture, let's just go ahead and jump right into the prediction because honestly, I'm just going in circles. I apologize. To simplify this, essentially, I think it is realistic for this one to take off and hit $20.50, right? We just need to have a good situation for it. Had Bitcoin continued to increase, just say yesterday, 24 hours ago, say we're at 70,000 right now, Firo would probably still be up there. It would have closed above that support level and been fine. Because obviously it's very reliant on Bitcoin, because if you look back here, look, May 12th, Elon candle, May 19th, China candle, right? So it's definitely not impervious to Bitcoin selling off. That's exactly what happened here. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a knee-jerk reaction because a lot of people right now are selling their altcoins when Bitcoin goes down. But the thing we got to understand though is that market capitalization from Bitcoin, if we take a look here, it's coming down. The lower this goes, the closer to 40 we get, the better off our altcoins are going to be. So Bitcoin sell-offs are actually surprisingly good. So we got to celebrate that in an extent because the simple fact that it naturally influences that market capitalization coming away from Bitcoin and going into altcoins like these. Granted, this is a low market cap coin, I believe, low to mid. So it'll probably be one of the further ones away from getting stimulated at first. Usually it's the large market cap coins. So pay attention to Ethereum. Ethereum will be the first one to take off as a signal of how well that we are into the altcoin season. All right. Anyways, I hope you found benefit here today. Sorry, I do go on tangents sometimes. I'll be happy to get to know you better. Feel free to join my Patreon community. Looking forward to that. And if not, thanks so much for joining me here today. Comment below if you have something to say. I really appreciate you nonetheless. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you all in the next video. Take care.